Hello and welcome to the FY26 PSAT 8-9 training for teachers and proctors. I wanted to do this quick training. There is an online training that teachers and test administrators and test proctors should be have taken, but I'm going to go through that in this presentation as well. So this training does not replace the official College Board manual, guidelines, and trainings. It is the proctor's responsibility to adhere to the College Board test security, terms, and conditions for administering any testing in the College Board suite of assessments. I will be providing this manual in the email in which I'm sending this presentation. I'll provide that manual along with a quick guide to testing day. So what we're going to talk about in this training are the test dates, general information, roles and responsibilities, how you prepare for testing, any kind of troubleshooting, what happens after testing, and a quick discussion on accommodations. So the window was October 13th through the 28th, but we here at Roosevelt will be testing our students on October 22nd. That is October 22nd. That is a Wednesday, October 22nd. Some general information about what is PSAT 8-9, particularly 8th grade. PSAT is just a test that the students are taking. It kind of gives some insight into how well they're doing academically, kind of points them in a direction of maybe what particular field or career field they should be going into. And then it also gives them an opportunity for some merit scholarships should they qualify. As you can see here, there are select 11th graders who are identified as potential national merit qualifiers. Those students took this test previously, and so they're going to take it again for a chance to earn those scholarships. So the digital suite, it is a multi-stage adaptive test, and it has embedded pre-testing. So students will start off with module 1, they'll start testing there, and then it'll get either progressively more difficult or progressively less difficult, depending on how the student performs. There is a reading and writing section, and there is a math section, and we'll talk about the time limits for those tests. And as I said, the time limits, the reading and writing section, 64 minutes total with 54 questions. Math is 70 minutes with 44 questions. Students that have additional time, there's is a little bit longer if the students need it. What's good about this year is that in previous years, if students had extended time, they had to sit through the extended time, whether they needed it or not. This year, they've changed it where if students are done, they can opt out of that additional time. There is a 10-minute break in between the reading and the writing sections. It is a scheduled break. It is automatic. Students cannot skip the break. And we'll talk a little bit more about breaks later. But the total testing time for the SAT suite is 2 hours and 14 minutes. So proctor training is available. As I said, to access it, you will visit collegeboard.org, create an account. Each of you should have gotten an email to go ahead and sign in to College Board, but you can sign in, get your account. The testing is there. The test training is there, and it'll say test administration training for SAT suite of assessments. Once you're done, you will send your certificate to me, and I'm going to kind of walk you through what this looks like. So again, you're going to click on the test administration testing for the SAT suite of assessments. Once you click on that, it's going to ask you for some information, whether or not you're doing the in-school assessment, and you are doing the in-school assessment. It is not the SAT weekend. It is the in-school assessment, so you will select that one. It's going to ask you to choose your school. Our school code is 109425. You can type that code in there, or if you want to, you can try to type out our school, but it will be Roosevelt Community middle school, but it's easier just to type in the code. Once you've typed in the code, you're going to select PSAT 89, and everybody is going to select Proctor. Whether you're room monitor or not, everyone should select Proctor for this. And the IT monitor or Mr. Judy would select technology monitor. So complete the in-school staff training. Again, there are other trainings there, but you will be doing the in-school staff training. Roles and responsibilities. So you cannot work for any outside test preparation company. We have a few employees here who do, but none of them are testing that I know of. But please let me know if you are. You will not work in the same testing room where a member of your household or immediate family is testing on that test date. And you will agree with the testing staff agreement that is in Test Day Toolkit. Again, there was a link sent directly to you for Test Day Toolkit. You have to use the link that was sent to you. Please check your spam folders. I've sent it out several times, and I'm probably going to send it again before test day. So please make sure that you log in and accept all of the staff agreements. Proctors are responsible for conducting a secure and valid administration. If you are not a small group testing person, you will have a room monitor in the room with you. That does not mean you leave out of the room and leave the room monitor in there. It is for security and monitoring purposes that you have a proctor in the room. Well, a room monitor in the room. Proctors are accountable for everyone in the testing room. And let me just specify, when we talk about fast testing, we talk about test administrators, but PSAT, the test administrator is the proctor. So those for PSAT, proctor and test administrator are interchangeable. Proctors or test administrators must follow all testing regulations and refrain from engaging in any task unrelated to testing. Proctors should be current or retired faculty members. In this case, we're using all current faculty members. And you have to complete the campus training. That's what I'm doing right now. And read the proctor manual. Again, I'm going to provide that for you along with a shortcut guide to test day. Before testing, sign into Test Day Toolkit with a College Board professional account. So again, I sent you that link. Please make sure that you log in and are able to do everything you need to do for test day. So on the test day, you're going to use that Test Day Toolkit to take attendance, start testing, and monitor the test. Again, the quick guide that I'm going to give you, it gives you pictures and walks you through exactly how to do all of those things. You will distribute the sign-in ticket to each student. So students will be receiving tickets on the 21st. That lets them know what room they are testing in. And then the same test tickets, they are not secure materials, so it doesn't matter that students have them ahead of time. But I'm also going to be placing test tickets for students in the testing rooms. So test proctors and room monitors, you will see those in there along with scratch paper, seating chart, and pencils for the students. You are responsible for actively monitoring students throughout testing. Again, there should be in those that are not small test groups, there is a monitor in there with you to help with monitoring the students. Immediately report any disruptions or tech issues to me, or there will be people stationed in the hallway. You can just kind of poke your head out, have your room monitor, let them know that something is going on, and we'll come there. You will also submit any irregularities in Test Day Toolkit. Submit any irregularities in Test Day Toolkit. And again, the manual shows you how to do that. So this is what a test ticket looks like. There's one test ticket to a page. So you will hand those to the students. And again, the room monitors and hall monitors, you have to take this training and you have a copy of the proctor manual. You're also going to get a copy of the room directory that's going to be alphabetized as to where each student will be testing, because that's part of your responsibility to kind of help get students to their assigned rooms, as it says on the fourth bullet, direct students to their assigned rooms and to the restrooms. You're supposed to be monitoring the hallways, the restrooms for student misconduct. They shouldn't have any devices. They shouldn't be talking during the breaks. They shouldn't be sharing information. Part of the hall monitor duties is to just keep the hallways free of noise and distractions. And you're serving as a liaison between testing rooms, the technology monitor, and me, the test coordinator. And then you make sure students who leave the testing room with a device are going to the help room. Our help room, it will be in 5119. We'll talk about that a little bit later too. But should students have any issues, they will go to the help room. So as we talk about the help room, that's where the technology monitor will be. Each school has an on-site technology monitor to staff the technology help room for the entire duration of testing. Students, as I said, will report to 5119. Since we are utilizing all of downstairs building 5 for testing, that is the only place we'll be testing. It made sense to have the technology support room there. College Board does provide tips and troubleshooting for the technology coordinator, and they also use tips provided by technology staff at your school who've done things before. So this is how it's set up. There's a room monitor and hall monitors. As you can see here, it says the number of students 1 through 34 room monitors needed. It says 0, but I felt that with us having the students that we have, a room monitor is very, very beneficial to those that have more than 16 students. So to prepare for testing, just making sure that you have enough seats in your room, making sure that your Chromebooks are plugged in and charged, that you have enough Chromebooks. You'll see here some minimum of desks from right to left. Student access, your access to students has to be impeded, so nothing should be blocking your access to a student. That they have a smooth writing surface, which we do. They have desk and that part. As I mentioned earlier, there are scheduled 10-minute breaks between test sections. Blue Book, which is the platform, keeps each student's testing time. Breaks will happen at different times depending on when students log in. It's not very far off, but it can be at different times. Students may leave the room to use the restroom or eat a snack, or they can remain at their desk, but they have to be quiet. There is no talking. They cannot use their devices for anything else. They cannot have their phones and use those during break times either. If they should leave, they have to leave their device on, and they should not close the laptop screen or the tablet covers. They cannot close their screens or their covers. Unscheduled breaks are allowed, but the time does not stop. So if a student says, I have to use the restroom, just remind them your time is not stopping, but they can go. Please make sure that you're walking around, checking the name at the bottom of the student screen is the same one that's on the test ticket on the student's desk. So again, the Blue Book introduction, this is what they will see. And it's they can take a practice test if they log on before test day. Like I said, they'll get their test tickets before, but this is kind of the testing application, the Blue Book. Students will use assigned test tickets for exam setup and test day. We're not taking a separate day to do exam setup, so it'll be about 5 to 7 minutes that they will have to update their Blue Book when they first log in. And then there are some other questions there that they will answer, checking to make sure that everything is accurate for them. And again, if there's any issue, students will go to that testing technology support room 5119. So there's a 5-letter room code that has to be entered when they enter the room and to take attendance. Then there's a 6-digit start code to start the test. Again, students will go on break and resume testing at slightly different times, depending on when they log in and when they finish the setup. So the digital readiness, this is what it looks like. You distribute the sign-in tickets, have the students sign in, they test their devices, they complete exam setup. They can access the test preview, but for us, our students are going to go straight into testing. This is a Proctor Essentials. I will include this to you as well, but the cheat sheet that I'm going to give you, the cheat sheet guide, is going to have all of this as well. This is kind of a sample of room code, what it looks like. They check in. All applications have to be closed. Our devices are automatically connected to our school's Wi-Fi, so you don't have any separate Wi-Fi information that has to be given to the students. So again, on test day, this is what the students will see. It's Blue Book. They're not signing into their personal account. They're using the test ticket that's provided by us. It's going to ask the students to check in. This is what your screen is going to look like. It asks the students to check in. You're going to mark the students present. You're going to check student progress. All of your instructions are through the test day toolkit. So there's no, like when we do fast testing where you have your script is inside test day toolkit, which is important, why it's important for you to log on ahead of time, look over those things. You'll be able to see the test day toolkit at that time. As students enter the room, they'll see the room code. You're going to click on the student name to mark them present. They cannot continue to check in until they are marked present by you, the proctor. So once they reach the start code entry screen, their check-in process is complete. So students cannot move forward until you mark them present. And again, this is why it's important for you to go through the manual and go through the training so you'll know how to do that. Students have to confirm their personal information to make sure that it's them. Just as we do with FAST, they have to say, yes, this is me. They're confirming their device. They are using a device that we are providing for them. It is not their personal device. They will get the room code that you have posted for them. They'll enter that code. And then it'll say exam download, which basically it's opening up for them to be able to take the test. And digital test security, they have to agree and take the security pledge. They actually have to type in the security pledge that is there. So they're typing it in. Once they type it in, they're going to click next and they're going to get their desk ready. All of these instructions are there for the students. And they'll watch a quick little video. There's no sound to the video. They'll watch the quick video that kind of explains the system to them. There's their test overview. And they're about to enter lockdown mode because it is a secure browser. Once they're in lockdown mode, they can't go anywhere else. And then they'll be waiting on you to give them the start code. So again, this is what it looks like. Test day toolkit login for you while you're monitoring as the proctor and the room monitor. This is what the screen will look like. It kind of lets you know where the students are as far as testing. Have they finished the reading and writing? Are they in which section they're in? All of that is on the screen. There's little alerts that will say this student needs attention. Something might be going on with them. And it'll also tell you when students have submitted and are complete. Again, troubleshooting, we're not going to go into that too much. If you want to, you can come back and look at this slide. But for the most part, making sure that students are signing in with their test ticket and their sign-in credentials. After testing, we're all going to dismiss at the same time. So there's no like students leaving to go elsewhere. They'll remain in there until an announcement is made for students to move to their next class. So sorry about that. Proctors have to submit irregularities and test a toolkit. Once you submit it in there, I'll be able to see it and I will submit it to College Board if need be. Oh, sorry. So how you report irregularities and set up retests, this is really not necessary. We don't really do this. I will be doing that. But if students have entered the 5-letter room code, their test will have to be rescheduled. So I will make that determination if need be. And then quickly, what's new, as I said earlier, any student that has extended time, they have the option this year of skipping that extended time once the regular administration time is up, which is a very good thing for students who have 100% extra time. Some of the students were sitting there for 4 hours and they were done. So these are the types of student accommodations. Not going to go into it too much. Again, if you're wanting to learn more about it, it is in the manual, and you will get this presentation. And that is all I have. So again, please make sure that you log in and that you that you complete the online training, download your certificate and send it to me. I'm also going to provide you with a Google form that you acknowledge that you have viewed this test training. And I thank you for your time.